Hello there. I am so happy that you are here with me tonight. It's Michele Ho Lung. Welcome to the Sparkle Experience Show, episode 47. And tonight we're going to be talking about that part of you where it's been whispering, I can't keep this up, I can't keep going on. And, the thing with it is that in life, especially these days, we have so many things going on. And it seems to be that we sometimes wear a mask, and it's trying to be everything to everybody else, and sometimes our nervous system, we end up feeling certain ways, and the signals are just feeling tired, and no matter what you do, you can't seem to get over it. Your whole body, sometimes mentally, emotionally, physically, even sometimes spiritually, it's this feeling of tiredness. It might be a feeling of brain fog. It could be where you are actually feeling like, you can't, you're wired or tense. So there's different feelings associated with this. And what it is, it's not it's not really it's not burnout. You could even actually feel energized but feel that something is off. That's the other side of this whole not feeling good state. And what there is a lot of research going on right now about all the stresses that people are handling, and the different things that is happening in the World Economic Forum, for example. It now names stress as the and burnout as a primary risk factors, limiting business performance as well as personal stamina in this age of AI. Where everything is all about speed and finesse and performance. And according to Deloitte, in a 2023 Women and Work report, 53% of women in leadership described themselves as physically and emotionally exhausted most days. And so you wonder why. You wonder why, right? We have so many things, so many demands on our time, and sometimes we're not doing what it is we wish to be doing because we're doing things because we feel we have to. And there's another study that I found really interesting, which was a 2023 Heart Math Institute study reveals that HRV, the heart rate variability, a leading indicator of emotional and nervous system fitness, is sharply declining across genders due to chronic social noise exposure, unresolved grief, and non-restorative rest. So what does all that mean? The heart rate variability, that's the heart is the most um, powerful organ in the body. And the Heart Math Institute, if you don't know about them, they are based in California, and they have a lot of cardiologists who work there. From what I've read about the Heart Math Institute, they do a lot of research on resonance and how someone's heart, when you send love over the airwaves, how when you do that, someone across the world, at the other side of the world, can get that feeling in an instant, because the torsion field of the heart is so powerful. It's faster. One of my mentors, in early when I started studying quantum energetic healing modalities, he said that the torsion field of the heart, when you send a signal with your heart, it goes faster than the speed of light. And if you think about it, that actually, if you think about, when you think about somebody who you really care and love, right? And you haven't thought about them for so long, and all of a sudden you had this thought about them, a memory was triggered, and then you start to think about them, and before you know it, you get a phone call or a text message or something, and it's that person reaching out to you. And so for me, when Dr. Richard Bartlett said that in the class to everybody there learning from him, I thought about it and I said, you know what? That makes sense. Total sense, because everything is energy and vibration according to Einstein, even Tesla. And then if everything is energy and vibration, then yeah, then thought and and feeling can traverse the airwaves with great speed. So what is all this about now, the burnout and the feeling of not, not having the energy? What I'd like to suggest tonight very gently is that that could be because it's your nervous system that's kind of whispering to you that something's out of alignment, not in resonance with who you are, your values, perhaps, what it is that drives you, or and something isn't quite there for you. Maybe you're doing something that's so not aligned to your values that it's really concerning you. So at school, we were taught to control our behavior. From the time we're growing up, be better, do better. We're taught to measure productivity and obsess about, how much we're getting out. But we were never taught how to regulate our energy, were we? We were never taught to really think about what energy level we had at our disposal. Like, we're never taught to look and say, when you feel good, where's your energy level? When you're not feeling good, where's your energy level then? When you're feeling good, what do you feel like? How does that feel in terms of, your body, your whole being? And when you are not feeling good, what then do you sense in your body? We're never taught that. And so we're never really informed as to what does me being me at my top level of performance really feel like, or what does that even mean? And when we obsess about our performance, we're striving and we're going after it, and we're so focused on the goals that everybody else usually is putting on top of us to get things done at work or even at home, and we're tired, or we're not quite focused there, and or we've been doing so much that we know that we're coming to that brink of actually collapse, where you're feeling, if I can get through this, then I can breathe. And so we're at this state, but we push for it anyway because we don't know how to tune in to our body, and we don't realize that just by taking a 5-minute break in that, perhaps that we would be able to restore a little bit of that depletion in our energy field, so that we could carry on and actually perform at a different level of performance just because we took that break. So again, that sense of burnout, that sense of depletion, it's actually a signal that we are misaligned in terms of our energy, that maybe we need to go within. When we have that feeling of being wired and yet still we're exhausted, when we feel like we can't make a decision without spiraling down because it feels so overwhelming, and it's like we have to make a decision, but at the same time you can feel your whole this weight of the world on you, and you still feel like you have to make a decision. How do you break through of that? When you dread activities that once used to be fun, why is that? Maybe it's a sign that you need to step back and just reconnect with your soul, and try and see why it is that we're here, why you're here in this space, and what it is that you really want to be doing with your, in your life, and in where how you're showing up, perhaps even. So one thing I thought I should maybe just to give some context about, how Sparkle Chi actually can help if you're going through different situations with stress, or feeling with like you can't carry on. There's a few stories that I'd like to share, and one of them is about this lady. She was 77 at the time, and she lives in Western Australia. her name is Marilyn, and she came on the call because she was curious to see what what Sparkle was about, because she'd met me at on an online meeting, and her presenting symptoms were that she was stuck, and she felt stuck, and she wasn't feeling really good, and then she shared that she wanted to do something in life, but she wasn't, she was in this place of stuckness. So I worked on her, and afterwards what she said to me was very, I guess it was very heartfelt, because she said in all her years of therapy, she'd spent hundreds of hours and thousands of dollars in transactional therapy over the decades of since she left home at 18 to where she was then at 77. And never before had she felt not weighed down. And never before had she had a sense of just being enough without the sense of lack and not being enough. And she said the way she felt was like she was not just in a different place, but on a different planet altogether. And she was so happy that she agreed. She said, whatever I wanted to use of the recording, the video recording I'd kept of the session, because I record all my sessions, is I could use whatever footage I wanted out of the actual video of her session, because she was so very, very grateful for having had this Sparkle Cheese session with me. And so, that is the level of transformation that can be experienced with a Sparkle session. And then I had another lady, and she had PTSD from believing that her daughter had died by drowning in a bathtub. And she participated in a group Sparkle session with me at a conference where I gifted it to a group of people. And the next day, she told me afterwards she woke up without feeling that grief, that level of regret that she'd been experiencing for months, because every time before that, as soon as she'd talk about her daughter, everybody thought her daughter had died. It was that bad. And then when she spoke about it after that group session, she was okay. And it was really amazing to realize that she was over it. Even her daughter noted it, because when she provided a testimonial, when we recorded her, her experience to capture that feeling of what she experienced, her daughter was sitting on her lap. And if you see some of my video testimonials, you will see that. And Emily, when Anne was looking for the words and trying to say come up with the words about how to describe the feeling, and Anne says, without my help, she would never have been able to get out of that. And at that point, Emily provided the word. She said, that bubble, Mom, that bubble. Because it was, even her daughter, her 9-year-old daughter, knew she was affected by something, right? Because it was just this sense of deep, deep, deep regret of not being the perfect mom, not being being there, of not spending enough time. And it was this heaviness that was affecting, or had affected, her life for months. And her thinking she had failed as a mother, when really that was not the case at all. And so, no matter where you are, Sparkle Chi, in my experience, can help. And it's not where you have to tell your stories, because Anne didn't tell me her story really. She related it to everybody, but she didn't do anything else during the session of the Sparkle. She was just sitting there with her eyes closed, just like we will do right now, coming up shortly in the Sparkle segment of this show, where I said I would gift you at the beginning with a Sparkle activation. So she really just was relaxed when I was working. I don't remember if I said much during the Sparkle session, because sometimes I don't speak. And the next day, she said, amazingly, she was transformed. And so that's just what I want to say. If you're used to telling your stories, you don't have to anymore. If you want to tell your stories, that's fine. That's okay. It goes in one ear, it comes out the other. And it's sometimes it's just you have to say it. But if you are tired of repeating your stories, or you don't want to because it's private and you don't really want to have to say that what's private to anybody, Sparkle works even then, because words are not necessary. It is the energy of what is there that Sparkle releases, and words are not necessary. So just so you know. So I hope that this has given you a little context as to how Sparkle shows up in a session and what is possible. And again, every person I work on is different. Their circumstances, their history, their experiences, their issues, their situations that they're dealing with, their challenges, everything is unique to each and every person I work with. Having said that, the experiences that my clients have are unique to themselves just because of that. And so I know that when I work on you, there will be beautiful results. What it is, sometimes my clients can tell right away, sometimes not, because sometimes other people are the ones who point it out to these people that, oh, you've changed. This used to do this and that's not occurring anymore. Or, I noticed blah blah. Maybe I notice your face is looking younger, or your face has changed, or you are more talkative, like for Cameron, who was in my first Be CEO of You Master the Art of You program. And he actually transformed because he has what is called Asperger's, which is on the autism spectrum. And he's a brilliant person in the field of work that he does. But he doesn't think of things the same way we do, and that's because of the Asperger syndrome. However, after he was in the Sparkle space of the program, on the ninth class, he transformed, and others in the program noticed it beautifully, because he had a sparkle twinkle in his eye. He was joking, he was smiling so much, and he was cracking jokes, which, for Cameron, he's usually quieter. And so it was really nice. So beautiful things are possible with Sparkle, and there's going to be more different things coming up for different people all the time, because that's how it happens. Some things the same, some things different, some things totally unusual, but it's all beautiful. So if you're irritable but you don't know why, and it could be again a little signal saying, wait, take a check in on yourself and see what's really going on. And it sounds like I'm, sharing all these things, and they're simple, but they're not. These things I'm sharing right now, it requires a discipline to catch these things. As much as it seems like, hey, that's just, everybody knows that. Everybody some people get irritable all the time, and you don't know why. But the secret to being able to stop and take stock of yourself and of whatever is going on around you. I'm still, I'm still actually, some days I'm having to do that too as well. I'm human just like you are. I have those spirals. The difference though is how long, the length of time I stay in those spirals, and the length of time it takes me to realize that I'm starting to spiral. And for you, what is that? Do you know when you start, or do you know when you're at end, when you're feeling so depleted that you don't know which way to go? Because it's just, you've let it go so far down that spiral. So what I'd like to share right now is that you may feel right now, if you're one of those that is going down this spiral, that there's no hope or that there's no way out. But what I'd like to invite you to do with me is to go down a little journey with me tonight on the Sparkle Experience Show. And that is, allow me, if you will, to explain to you what Sparkle Chi is. And what it is, this is something that I bring to the table. It is a frequency. It's not a product. So it's not something that, you can just take and package and I give it to you and it will fix all your woes and all your troubles. It is a frequency that I bring to the table, literally, because that's the frequency, as I talked about just as we started here. It's a frequency that we all have, a frequency we vibrate at, whether we realize it or not. And that's the frequency that I've come to realize that I carry. And when people come into my field, then what I have noticed over the years is that rooms shift, people change, people experience different things as they are in the field. And so why do I think that's true? And why do I know that this can help you? The reason I know it's true is because I've observed it in clients over the years, even recently. And how I know, what I have come to realize is that it helped me actually survive a very serious, could have been a fatal accident in 2021 in Amsterdam. And I didn't realize that it could have been a fatal accident until a year later, when I really got away from trying to get all the things fixed with my teeth. Because what happened was I had 5 teeth knocked out of my mouth as my head slammed into a steel post, literally, and I fell to the floor. And through that all, what I came to realize is that I didn't build Sparkle Chi. It's not something that I learned how to do, that I studied how to implement. It's something that I developed, and that, I guess, if you wish, it's a gift from up there somewhere. What it is putting together a whole bunch of processes, mental as well, cognitive, and tying it into the frequency. And it's all in a system now where you, the general person, can actually learn how to do some of this and apply what it is I have found out that I can, and I did do in this particular traumatic incident, where I can stay in a place of calm and yet still deal with everything going on and not be going down the normal spiraling of despair and thoughts and and just meltdown that most people would have gone through in that situation. So what I'd like to share with you now is a sparkle activation. And this is going to be, in a sense, it's a kind of a guided meditation, but then it's also applying the sparkle chi that I mentioned, and I call it sparkle chi because it's to me energy. So it's a transmission of energy, and it's also where I'm going to ask you to open up to receiving and to open up to allowing energy to move and shift within you. And what I'd like to say here is that it's not where I'm bringing you, I'm giving you so much the sparkle, in that you are getting your energy tuned up so that you now can harness your own energy. It's, think of a booster of a car, when you get your car and the battery is dead and you get a boost of energy. That's what I see sparkle being to some degree, is first off giving you a boost, a reset of your energy to get it working for you again, and then a recalibration of the energy to kind of, if you think of the terminology chakra clearing, they talk about tuning up your chakras in the energy healing circle of things. It's where it's that kind of recalibration, right? Centering you, getting you back to center, and allowing you then to relax into your own beingness, if you will, to relax into your own sense of peace and calm. That's not manufactured, it was always within you, but it's just an allowing, getting rid of all the things that are not serving you and allowing you to come into peace, being yourself, finding your authentic self in and amongst all the stuff that have been piled on top of you throughout your life, maybe, or even just in a day. And it's that coming home to yourself. So what I'd like to do now is start. I'm gonna just put on a little music here, so it will just give us a little background here. Okay, sorry, it was not playing yet, and I thought I wasn't getting audio, so bear with me. Alrighty, so let's go into what I call the sparkle segment now. So if you would, get yourself into a comfortable position and just move a little bit in and around your chair. If you want, you can lie down if you want to do that, and just breathe in deeply through your through your nose, and allow yourself to, if you wish, to close your eyes gently and see this tube of light coming from the heavens, bringing energy to the top of your head, your crown chakra, and then allow that energy to come through into your body and circulate wherever it needs to go. Wherever it needs to go to release anything that's not serving you. And just feel that energy moving. And breathe out everything that's not serving you through the window, through the door, through the cord at the bottom of your feet. And as you do that, see yourself feeling centered, grounded, maybe even picture yourself in a beautiful field of flowers with the sun shining, the butterflies flying around the flowers. Maybe there's a waterfall that you're watching from a distance with the sunlight glistening off the water as it falls. Just breathe in all the beauty, all the blessings. Just allow the tension, any tension in your neck, in your shoulders, in your body to be released. Just feel it, just allow it. Just allow it, your shoulders to drop if you've been holding it up from tension. Just allow them to drop gently and get that sense of freeness, of flex. Just feel that energy. Allow that energy to move. And just allow yourself to breathe out everything that's not serving you. Any thoughts of concern, any grief, any sadness, any regrets, any sorrows, any thoughts that are not very kind to yourself. Just allow those to leave through the window, through the door, through the cord at the bottom of your feet. And just feel yourself coming to center. Allow yourself to breathe in all the goodness, all the blessings, all the joys, all the miracles that are here for your asking. And allow yourself to let go of everything that doesn't serve you as you breathe out. Just feel yourself, allowing yourself to know you're beautiful inside and out, to know you're worthy and totally deserving of all the blessings, all the goodness, all the abundance, all the joys, all the beautiful adventures in life that are waiting for you. All the love that you have within you and that others bestow upon you and that you share with others, that you're worthy, deserving, and blessed. Breathe in all the goodness, all the beauty, all the joys, all the blessings that are there for yours to have, to hold, to enjoy, as you open up your arms to receiving, knowing you're beautiful inside and out, knowing you're deserving and worthy of everything that is here for you in this abundant world we live in. And allow everything that's not serving you, blocks, challenges, any limiting beliefs, allow those to lead through the window, through the door, through the cord at the bottom of your feet, where your own special crystal resides, bringing Mother Earth wisdom to the energy, allowing the cleansing of that energy with beautiful Mother Earth healing energy, bringing in grounding and centering and Mother Earth healing energy, infusing it into this energy stream that's now coming back up to join the cosmic energy from the heavens, already circulating in your body, in, around, and all around you. What I'm going to put into this session today is special prayer or blessings for those going through grief right now, bringing comfort and love and realization that life is to be celebrated and that we all have to leave at some point from this physical body that we have, and that we're not actually separated because of this passing, because there's a connection between us, those we love, from this physical space we live in right now and to the other space where those who pass reside. And blessings to those who've passed, so that they may have comfort in the love that those on this physical plane have for them, and know that they can go where they need to go with love and blessings, because they will be missed. And as well celebrated for the person they were on this earth. then let's take another deep, deep breath through the nose. Breathe in all the way up. Hold your breath for a count of 5. And then breathe out gently through your mouth. Allow everything that doesn't serve you to leave one last time. Feel the energy I'm sending through to your dantian, which is right by your navel. Just allow that energy in to bring you a little recharge when you need a little more energy. And just allow that energy in. And then when you're ready, you can gently open up your eyes and wiggle your toes and wiggle your fingers and shift your weight around and slowly come back to the room. So if you felt something today, even just a little more calm, a flicker of calm, if you look on your face in a mirror and you see some color returning, or you're finding that you're breathing more deeply or more easily, remember you are not alone. And that this frequency, this is connecting more to your truth where you are right now in this space. And that if your body, your heart, your soul is whispering that this was good, that there is something here for you, perhaps, if this is resonating with you. And it's not a someday resonance, but you're feeling, hey, you want to do it sooner. Then I would like to take this time to invite you to look at the program I have starting this coming Monday, July 8th. Doors close July 6th on Saturday. It is about be CEO, Chief Executive Officer of yourself. And why this is a program I highly recommend is because it's not just a workshop or a program. It is not just an education. It is a frequency transformation. And I work with my clients. It's not a big group of people, or if you want to think of it as a cohort, because it's intimate. It has to be intimate for the level of transformation that I am holding the space for the individuals, the beautiful people who come into this program. And it's a 90-day program. So if you'd like to learn more, you can go to the website BCEO of OFUYOU. So BECEOOFYOU.com. And if you'd like to find out more, you can email me at info@mentormem.com. info@mentormem.com. And so remember that burnout is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign that your body, your frequency, they're not in alignment with each other. Even when you collapse, it's still not necessarily an indication that you're overextended, but it could be just that you again are not tuned into the alignment of your soul. Because you see, what I've found out is when you are passionate and you're doing something that is aligned with who you are, what you're about, that you find energy comes to you through the others. It's like you get that spark of energy just because it's lined up with the stars, if you will. This thing that you're doing, when you're really doing something that makes your heart sing and brings you joy and gives you a sense of purpose. And so that's what I wish for all of you, is to find where you're going with your purpose in life, to find what energizes you, to get that alignment with what it is that is holding you back from feeling that state of, energy within you. Because that is what this program is about, is getting that spark within you fired up. And it's not necessarily going to happen instantaneously, but what will happen, you will notice, is that you're able to regulate, you're able to manage yourself. You find that you're not just showing up and just being, just finding yourself reacting and in emotions that you are not even sure where they came from. It's going to be where you are more able to be where you want to be the sea, the sea of yourself, meaning for me, having the free will to look at it as a choice, and without being pulled left or right by the shoulds and the shouldn't and the coulds and the couldn'ts and the can and the cannots, is to just have that choice and just know which way you want to go, left or right, without the head, the thoughts and all those thoughts flying around within. And what you'll find with that is that it brings clarity. You may find right now that you have a sense of calm, you have a sense of quiet in your mind right now, because that's what sparkle does. It brings a calm and a peace to your mind, your whole being, because you may notice that there's few thoughts or concerns flying around up there in your brain right now. And you may find that your tension, there's no tension in your body, or a reduced tension right now from where you started on this night, this evening, listening right now, live or on the replay, because it works over the others, and it doesn't matter whether you're here live with me or on the replay, the energy still transmits. So with that, I'd like to wish you all a very special night of relaxation and coming back to center, maybe even journaling a little tonight after this, and seeing where it is you wish to go and what it is, how it is that what you're doing lines up with all the things you have in your heart that you wish to fulfill. And so for those of you who are here, thank you so much for joining me tonight. And it's been a real pleasure. And until the next time, the third Wednesday of the month, I wish you all to have sparkle-filled days and to keep your light shining brightly. Good night. It's Michele Ho Lung, the Chinese Jamaican Real Sparkle Diva, saying good night until we see you again.